thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Here we go for the 290th time. Hand grenade pins in every line. Throw them up. Let something shine.
Whoa. Oh, is that a freestyle, Tanner?
I just made that up as we go.
Yeah, I've definitely never heard that.
No, it's new. Do you know who that is?
Well, is it from Linkin Park or is it the guy's solo thing? Okay.
I think it's it's off a Linkin Park album.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm pretty sure that's like a post me graduating high school album. So it must have been like
2007, 6 to 7-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the name of that album?
It's
not like Meteora.
I don't think so. I couldn't remember
that one.
I'm not sure if I could name.
It's called Bleed It Out is the name of the song.
You go. I don't know if I could actually name a Linkin Park album besides Meteora. For some reason, that name sticks in my head.
Yeah. It's not that album.
I guess we'll never know.
No, I don't know.
Big Lou says that one came out in 2004 or 5. It was Meteora.
Maybe it was. I was thinking that one came out in like 2007, but who are we to judge? What I do know, this is episode 290 of the Massenomics podcast.
And it's coming out in 2021.
Yeah, and daddies are home. The daddies are home.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah. What I'm going to tell you about first is Fusion Sports Performance Supplements. Do you all know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. They offer 2 pre-workout options, Super Soldier pre-workout and Mad Titan High Stim pre-workout. Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase muscular endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought-after pump. They also have Healing Factor post-workout. It combines BCAAs and a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym, build muscle, and recover fast. Last, of course not least, they have Fusion's Whey Protein Isolate. Not only does it taste great, it also has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, low or no carbs depending on the flavor, no soy or gluten. They got great flavors. They got the vanilla ice cream, chocolate of some sort, or frosted cinnamon rolls. Their orders are usually shipped within 1 business day, and every Fusion SP product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS, M-A-S-S, to save you a massive 20% on your order. Wow. What was the verdict on
2007, Minutes to Midnight.
There you go. Yep.
Austin says, damn, so the Transformer album. Maybe that was.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that could be, yeah.
Now we know.
Okay. Megan Fox and, what's the guy?
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, there you go.
Which Megan Fox is going through a bit of a resurgence right now.
She's Machine Gun Kelly. I saw quite a funny thing that I thought about using as a meme where it's like him and Machine Gun Kelly on like a red carpet thing, and she says some pretty outlandish stuff. I can't remember what it was. I think
she was
making the rounds.
I kept seeing all these headlines because she was talking.
She calls him daddy.
Does she?
She's like, and that's why it was funny because I kept thinking the daddies are home stuff.
Well, and there were some clips about how she smoked weed with him one time, and it was something like, and I smoked, and all of a sudden I saw him, and it was, I am weed. Like, it was like things that didn't make any sense. I was like, okay, are you smoking weed or are you like doing PCP at the same time?
It's like, you haven't seen Training Day before, I guess. It's like
But there's also a funny meme because Kourtney Kardashian dates Travis Barker from Blink-182.
Nice.
And it was all 4 of them together. And it said when the kitchen staff starts dating the wait staff.
Yeah.
It was just one of those really dumb funny ones.
That's funny. That is funny. Kim Kardashian hosted SNL.
I did catch a little bit of that
a couple
actually.
Weeks ago.
Just a little bit though.
Do you
still watch SNL regularly?
Yeah, I don't get to watch any TV regularly, but like if I get to it, SNL is a thing that I would watch.
Do you actually stay up and watch it live?
No.
Oh,
God, no.
okay. I was going to say that is the challenge for us.
No.
My wife always says, let's stay up and watch.
My wife.
I was like, okay, I have 2 things to talk about now. But she always says, let's stay up and watch it. And I say, let's be honest, neither one of us are making it till Saturday night at that time. And then I usually do, and she's been gone for an hour at that point.
Yeah.
But I was explaining to my wife the daddy's home thing, how
yeah,
we say it. And she's like, no, you guys don't say. I'm like, it's just dumb. It's stupid.
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
And then I was saying how we have the emoji with the dad and the
Yeah,
arrow pointing to the
and they
house
go
and how it
home.
was so
Yeah.
funny. And she just thought that was like the cringiest thing. And that's the beauty
That's
of
why
it.
it is good though. 'cause
That
it
is why it's so
so stupid. But
Jonathan
if you
fully
meant it
embraced that.
seriously, it would be the worst
Jonathan
thing.
fully
Yeah.
embraced it. And
Yeah.
see, he's taking things with that on him now.
Daddy's home.
which is really good. But what was the other thing? Oh, okay. So Borat got brought
Yeah.
up a lot last week.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Bruno, Tanner? Have
I
we
never
talked
have
about this?
before.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
okay. Bruno,
Is it better
it's
than Borat?
definitely very gay. But
Yeah.
the first time I saw it, I did think it was the funniest movie I'd ever seen in my entire life.
Okay.
It was, I think, the funniest. Big Joey says you don't need to see Bruno. And when I'm not saying that lightly when I say it's very gay. It
Yeah.
is incredibly gay. But it is still, I think, maybe the funniest movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
It is so insanely insane. Like there's no other way to put it. It
Yeah.
is absolutely crazy. So Bruno, you know how some of my friends feel about it. My one friend has a poster of
Yeah,
it in
that's right.
his theater room.
Yep,
It's
yep,
that
yep.
crazy. So just an aside
Yeah, Bruno.
to the Borat comments.
Okay. Yeah, we did send Jonathan Oldham off though this last week. We sent him back to Alabama. We went up to Fargo with him, spent the day up there at the meet, and then we shot him back on home, didn't we?
We packed him up and sent him
We
off.
said, we've done all we can for you. You have to spread your wings and fly now, Jonathan.
Yeah, so it has been a busy. Now that I think about it, like it's been a busy week for Massenomics.
That's, I
actually,
mean, like
hasn't it?
was when we haven't recorded since like,
Oh
that-
man,
yeah.
there was a lot that's happened. Yeah, between getting him here, the limo, podcasting that night, we went to the
Yep.
gym the next day, got to watch him lift a bunch.
Yep.
We went out that night. Friday was actually kind of back to normal, and then Saturday it was.
He took the Malibu up to Fargo on
I gave
Friday.
him the Malibu.
Yeah.
I said, "Careful, there's a V6 of raw power sitting under the hood here." I popped the hood. I said, "I call this the ranch because it's where I keep all the ponies." And he was pretty impressed.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
But yeah, we sent him off to Fargo, and he did a seminar that night.
Yep.
I think we talked probably
A
about
seminar.
this. Yeah, with
Big Joe and
Big
Brianna.
Joe and Brianni.
Yeah.
And then Friday we hit the road.
Yep.
Or Saturday.
morning at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m.
I woke
Ooh.
up at
When that
like
alarm,
4:10.
yeah, my alarm went off at 4:30, and actually my kid was up just minutes before that. So I told you, I woke up, my eyes were open. I thought, my alarm didn't go off.
Yeah.
Like if it didn't, you would call me, so it wouldn't matter
Right,
anyways. It's not
right.
like the day starting without me. But I looked and it was 4:29. I beat it by a minute.
No, we'd be like, oh, Tommy's not coming, I guess. We'll just-
Didn't answer his phone. I guess we'll just go without him.
well, Jack did come with this time, so we had
So you had a
we
helping hand.
We
You
had
would
a
have
helper.
you just would have left me, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that is, we hit the road 2.5, 3 hours to get to Fargo, get set up in Courts Plus,
Yeah.
which is tennis courts and basketball courts, basically, and a weight room too, apparently.
Yep.
And I don't want to brag, but I think we had the best booth out of everyone there,
I
Tanner.
think we did.
There was
I think it's
actually 6 booths, maybe?
probably, yeah. There were
Like
several
3
booths.
supplement companies, a food company, us, the Army recruiters, and like kind of another apparel company.
Yeah, the Marine recruiters were there too.
So there was, they had the pull-up bar trick.
Yeah.
It's like
We
the
did talk
go-to.
about the pull-up bar, how that it does even when you have no want to do that, whatever, it is almost hard to, in that scenario, you're like, I could hop up there and bust out a couple, I
I
guess.
could bang
yeah.
out a few pull-ups here. I better go try. Like I'm in the gym every day and don't think twice about it.
Right.
But there
then
I
it's
see a pull-up
there.
bar and it's,
Like,
I got to
yeah.
give this a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
so
was a bounce house even.
there was a bounce house. There was multiple basketball hoops.
Yeah.
People practicing.
So yeah, it was Big Dave from North Dakota that put that on and put on a pretty good meet, I would say. Just seeing at a local meet, seeing all the booths and stuff is a little bit different than what I'm normally used to. So that was a cool.
I guess I haven't been to a ton of local meets, but I've never seen anything like that at a local meet where there was.
No, there was
Multiple
more booths
people.
than what there was at the showdown.
I know, it's just pretty crazy.
Yeah, and we sold a decent number of T-shirts and stuff too. So
Yeah, we did. We had a good day. I think it was worth our time. I think it's safe to say.
It does suck because it does take a lot of time. So we left at 5 a.m. We got back to Aberdeen at 9?
9 at night.
Yeah.
That last half hour. And because because Jonathan had my car. We had to drive separate.
Yep.
Which means that last half hour when I was alone, I was getting very tired. That actually, I was having to do the crack the window trick, shake my head around.
Well, it was funny. We didn't go different ways. There's really one way you go, but we didn't I don't know that we pulled out the.
No, you
we
actually left a different direction from me.
It had me go that way. I went 12 miles south out of Fargo before
you
it
did
had me
on
get
that?
on the interstate. Have you ever
Okay.
been on that road before?
No, but there's almost like a whole nother community out there.
Yeah,
Isn't there?
and I'm like, why is it sending me down this?
I saw you we left and I saw you take a right and I thought, am I all turned around in here? And
I mean, I guess it was literally right there because I took a right and then maybe a quarter of a mile later it was right on this, and I had to look at the map a couple times. I'm like, why is it sending me 15 miles before I get on the interstate?
That is
doesn't make
weird.
sense.
I don't
That's
know
what it
if-
wanted me to do though.
because did that get you past all the road construction on the interstate, or did you still hit it?
No, I didn't go on any road construction.
Maybe that's why I did that, because there was,
Yeah.
I think it was only a couple miles though where it was one lane.
Okay.
But maybe that's why it did it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But I thought for sure I would have been just crushing you guys. I was driving 5 over the speed limit the whole time. Not like I was setting any records or anything, but I stopped once to go to the bathroom.
Did you stop in Summit though?
I stopped in Summit to go to the bathroom and get food.
Jack desperately wanted to, and I said no.
And I guess that does take you back a little bit.
So I'm like, we can make it to Webster. And
Maybe that's what the difference maker was. But I never stopped to put gas in either.
But the thing I bring up is that we put this couple 100-mile trip or whatever it is, and then we're pulling into Aberdeen, and I'm like, I think that might be Tommy.
And I'm looking in my rear view.
Dark,
I'm looking in my rear view mirror, and all I can tell is there's a truck behind me with a trailer. And I'm thinking, there's no way it's them.
Yeah.
But I thought I could see some decals. So I call you. I go, are you behind me?
Yeah.
And you were. And my mind was kind of blown because I thought for sure I'd beat you guys.
We
by
went
15
pretty fast because I was like, I just want to get home.
You must have. So, so then we got to.
So we made it there. We made it back. It was fun. I think Jonathan had a lot of fun. He ended up squatting 617 for a set of 10. Pretty wild. Brianni deadlifted 455 for 11
or 12, which was the number was, this was both of their 75% of their 1 rep max.
Yeah.
Which Jonathan made a bet with Brianni that if she could beat him in number of reps, then she could slap him in front of everyone. And that might have actually been the most engaged the crowd was the entire day.
It probably was.
He went on the microphone. This was after everything was done. He went on the microphone, explained what was going on, and the crowd did the whole. Yeah, they were excited. And Brianni went up there. Probably catches a lot of people off guard or their attention right away when she takes a shot of whiskey too.
Yep.
And then she just starts repping them out. People were counting them. The music was going. And when she got to 10, people were getting pretty hyped. When she hit 11, people were going nuts. And I think she did one more for good measure, maybe.
Yeah.
And then, she put the bar down, gave Jonathan a slap, and people were really excited.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I think it was worth our time and stuff. It was a long day, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We did the damn thing.
We did the damn thing. Shocking how many fewer 4 and 3Xs we sell at this versus the showdown meet.
Yeah, very true. A lot of smalls and a lot of women customers.
I think we sold more to women than men. I think
is just
I think by a pretty
shocking.
healthy margin even. Which maybe this is the first time ever we can say that about a day of sales in Massenomics history.
That's true.
But it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool beans.
It was very cool beans. And we got to meet some cool people
We
too.
did too. Yeah, we got to meet some people that have followed us for a while, or we're kind of aware of their lifting and locally and stuff like
different
that.
lifters that you had
lifted with
in the past, but I had never met. Other people that have just kind of followed our things. Some people that didn't know anything about us at all and said, "Wow, you guys are really cool. I'm following you now." So that's always
they
good.
lied to us right to our face like that. Said, "You guys are really cool."
Rotten people.
They were like, "Yeah, you guys are really cool."
Is that enough on the Fargo meet?
I think so. I think that's
Okay.
puts a bow on it. And then we did get rid of Jonathan. Then
we
there.
did. We sent
He
him
flew
off.
out of there.
Yep,
So that was a fun time with him here.
it was. Should I read?
Yeah, we better
that
do it
for
to
us?
him.
Okay. Today's episode of the Massenomics podcast is brought to you by The Strength Co. Grant Brogy was born in the late 80s, nearly 2 decades after Buddy Capps began lifting. In the late 90s, Grant's brother Jordan bought him the New Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Grant's love for weightlifting began. In 2001, Grant joined the local YMCA and began training with weights. In 2009, Grant discovered the book Starting Strength, and in 2012, as a lieutenant in the Marine Corps, he began teaching Marines this method. In 2017, Grant opened his first gym in Costa Mesa, California, and the Strength Co. was born. In 2020, during a major iron shortage, Grant sought to bring back quality manufacturing of Olympic barbell plates to America. His innovation, adaptation, and can-do attitude brought about the greatest plates made in decades. The plates were accurate, anti-fragile, and instantly became the go-to plates of hundreds of lifters at the Massenomics gym.
Go-to plates.
Check out the Strength Co. and their fantastic plates at thestrengthco.com.
Also, go to Massenomics.com. You check out our items from our last drop are still out there. We've got the Feel the Burn tee, the Get a Grip tee, and then the Lift It tee. The Lift It tee is limited in the sizes that you can get, and that one's not coming back. So if there's one in your size and you're thinking about wanting it, you better make sure to buy that one right now. There's only a few left. So get that one. It's not coming back. And the Real Tree camo hats are all out, but we're ordering more of those. And then today, actually, we dropped Brandon Campbell dropped his Bar Don't Lie banner that we had.
And I don't think we've talked about this.
No, we haven't at all. We hosted it through our website. It's a 3-foot by 3-foot banner, black vinyl banner that we put on there, and they sold out almost immediately.
Yeah, and this is a thing. This isn't like a collab. How does did Brandon approach? Did Brandon message you? How did that even start?
I think Brandon doesn't want to mess around with
fulfillment, a
and have a website and
some
stuff like that to sell.
vendor.
So he just asked if we'd be interested in doing it, and we said, yeah, we
basically
worked that
producing
out.
the banners or using our manufacturer and then fulfilling the banners for him.
Yeah, and getting it on our website and selling it through there, and then packing them up and shipping them out. And we did that, and they sold out almost immediately. So we're going to do another run of those. So if you do want a Bar Don't Lie banner, that's going to be coming back to Massenomics.com as well.
Yeah, this first one was
they really
super
sold
hush
out
hush,
right
and
away.
they sold out in minutes.
Yeah.
Not that there was a ton of inventory, because neither one of us is trying to make this the next hot thing, but there was enough there, not enough there to last very long.
No.
So there will be a restock coming. So people can keep an eye out for that.
What's your what do you got over there? You got something over there? Anything?
Are you ready for a can tanner?
I'm
I'm going to need you to strap up for this one,
okay.
buddy.
One's a fish.
This is an official what's in the can here. And I need to have some.
Was this a fan submit?
This was a fan submission. And it's going to be fun. I got these last week. I got these last Wednesday, Tanner.
Is it a C4 from Jonathan Oldham?
There's enough caffeine in here to destroy you, Tanner. No, I got these last Wednesday, and I was pretty hyped because I thought we'd have them on the podcast last Wednesday, and we had enough other cans. So I wanted to taste this first time on air, too, so I have not tasted this yet either. I know what's in the can. I just haven't tasted it yet.
Okay.
So are you ready to do this?
Yeah, do we have it here?
It's coming your way,
got
right?
my can hand out.
The can hand is full. Okay.
So it's a tall boy.
It is a tall boy.
It's crispy cold.
Okay. Oh, the first scent is interesting. Wow. Okay.
That's a flavor I feel like I know. Okay, I guess I shouldn't even say what I'm thinking. It tastes a little like cherry Coke to me. Is this actually a cherry Coke? Because I'm not even joking. It tastes a little bit like cherry Coke to me. I know that's a long-running joke, but let me try that again. Yeah, it tastes like cherry Coke. It's probably not, but well, it's not a pop, right? Or is this like a diet cherry Coke?
It's not a soda. I will tell you that. It is not a soda.
Okay. Maybe it's just cherry flavor and there's no cola involved. Maybe that's the part I'm making up. Or maybe there's cola and no cherry. My guess is some sort of sparkling cherry Coke, but maybe it's just one of those two ingredients. Or maybe neither at all. And this is just a classic me guessing cherry Coke.
Do we need to take a lick here,
Yeah.
Tanner? Go ahead and slip that one out. What is the flavor?
Cherry cola. Those sons of bitches did it.
They really did it. So this comes from Big Megan. It says, really ready to see Tanner go into an existential crisis on camera with this one. From Big Megan at Flames2Stardust on Instagram.
She makes some good memes that she passes along our way sometimes. She made like a good Strength Co. Timeline meme, and she's done some other ones. No, this is actually Cherry Coke, isn't it?
It's actually
Cherry Cola.
When I popped that and got the first smell, I thought this smells exactly like Cherry Coke.
It is good. So what is this, though? No sugar, no sweeteners.
This is that ugly water. We've had this before. We had the
Big
what are the
Alex ingredients. No, I don't understand.
It's just sparkling water.
Okay.
Big
but it
Alex
tastes like a Cherry Coke.
Yeah, Big Alex.
I would actually consider buying these.
Oh, I know. This is very delicious.
This is
I'm actually curious because my wife does love Cherry Coke. That is
she
her
does.
favorite
Okay.
soda.
It might be my favorite.
And she hasn't had these yet either. I'm curious what she thinks of this now. I never even thought of that.
It's good.
It's refreshing, isn't it?
I might just break my own record of what I give something on this one. This is good.
It's weird how there is the cola flavor in there, but it's not like the cola where it feels like your teeth have sweaters on, you know?
Right. Also, like, this is, I usually 12 ounces is about the right amount I want for sparkling water. I'm not disappointed that this is in a 16 ouncer.
That actually is another surprising thing is the 16 ouncer.
Man, that is pretty good. That's a home run, and also just hilarious that it actually was Cherry Coke. I'm not lying. When I first took a sip, I didn't know what I was like. That's a really familiar flavor to me, and then it hit me
that's exactly what you said.
Yeah, and then it hit me that I think it's Cherry Coke, and then I'm like going through the thing like, okay, so is it really Cherry Coke, or is it just where I think that everything is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I really started to think that it was just cherry flavored, and I was making up the Coke part in my head, or the cola.
That is good.
A cherry Pepsi. Do you think it tastes more like a cherry Pepsi or a cherry Coke?
I couldn't even tell you the last time I had a cherry Pepsi. I don't even know if I've ever had a cherry Pepsi.
I assume they make it. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I made the assumption there too.
Yeah.
This is for sure a 4. It might be a 4.5.
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
I think I could go with that. It's just good.
Yeah.
And I think the uniqueness carries it too.
Yeah.
It's not a flavor that's done much, and it's in a 16-ounce can. There's a lot of wins here.
And the running cherry Coke gag really is important to me as well.
Mm-hmm. Delightful. 4.5. There you have it. I think that's the new all-time leader, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. This is really good. This really brought it all together for me.
Megan knows what's up.
Yes.
And this is Ugly Water, by the way. I was going to say Big Alex from Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat was the first one to turn us on to these.
Okay.
We didn't pick these out, but their flavor game.
Have you ever seen these locally?
I don't know if they exist locally. I don't know if they probably exist in some stores. I've never seen them in our stores, though.
Well, as long as they exist right here in my hand, that's all that matters. Until this runs out, I guess.
That is the only thing. What else do we got on the list here, Tanner?
We do have a sack segment, but we probably only have time to talk about a few more things before our guest here.
Yeah,
so
we definitely have things to cover after the guest.
Yeah.
Because we do have a lot on our list. Yeah, I think our equipment thing has to wait till after, because that could go on for a while.
After.
Is the sack a quick one?
Yeah.
Okay, should we do a sack, and then we'll get the guest on?
Yeah. We'll do one more ad before the guest then too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a sack. I actually did pre-screen and look at what was in this just because I was very curious, and I kind of already had my assumptions anyways. This is from, do you know what that says? Made in Scotland. This is from our good friends in
Aberdeen
of the UK. Levi Bunyan of Smash and Pass, who are no strangers to Massenomics and no strangers to the sack segment of Massenomics. They sent us another goodie here. I was pretty excited about this one. I'm not gonna lie. This is up there on my recent sack segments.
Very cool. Wow. Oh, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
It
Just
keeps
keeps
going. So let's hold that up.
Yeah.
Let's get that back right behind us here so we can see. We got the Scottish Strength Smash and Pass banner.
Yep. It's pretty sweet.
Super
the black
cool.
banner, and the letters kind of have the
flag.
blue of the flag running through it. And I've got this shirt.
Yeah, we both got the shirt.
I wear that quite a
I actually
bit.
just had it on yesterday.
Okay. Is yours the same color like the
Mine's the light blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
Wow.
Actually, just looking at some different shirt options for that one, looking at some different light blues, and I turned them on to a light blue T-shirt that we're pretty familiar with.
We know a thing or two about blue shirts.
Yep. I do like this banner, though.
Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
It's also very big, and there's not
Do you
very...
think you can find a spot for it, Tanner?
It's literally getting to be like, look at the size of these grommets.
Yeah, those are beefy.
Those are daddy-sized grommets.
It is funny. We were talking about in the gym how, as far as gym space goes, if there wasn't the wall to separate the two rooms, the gym would be more open. But then you would cut the wall space down significantly, which would
wouldn't
really
like
alter the ability to hang things.
I wouldn't like that. I like the wall space. I like the banners. We have quite the hodgepodge of banners.
I think a lot of people at the gym probably take our banners and decoration for granted. And
Yeah.
I would like to think that people that are new to the gym walk in and then probably just
They
go
go like,
whoa,
whoa,
like,
what is all this stuff?
I could spend the whole day just looking around at all these
If you
things,
just
taking them all
looked at
in.
everything, the pictures and the banners and stuff, it would take you an hour for sure. Like just to be like, what
There's
is
enough
all this?
stuff. If you
Yeah.
look at what every company is, whatever
Yeah.
banner says, the pictures, who's in the pictures,
Yeah.
recognizing everyone. Yeah, there's a lot to take in, which really adds to the character, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, thanks for the banner, guys.
You know what else is good, Tommy? Texas Power Bars. Unfortunately, I have to follow Jonathan Oldham's footsteps on this one. Everyone seemed to
ain't
really
easy.
enjoy his read. Let me try and do it like him. All right, y'all. That's all. That's my best, Jonathan, is just saying y'all. Today's show is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At that time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them and calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about all their bars, squat bars, deadlift bars, all-American bars, power bars, visit them at texaspowerbars.com.
Did you leave out candy bars on purpose?
Candy bars, gold bars, cell phone bars.
I think that's all the bars that exist there.
That's all the bars. Honky tonk bars.
Sounds like a rootin' tootin' good time.
Oh, where's my snare?
You're looking for something here. You're what? What are you looking
Where's
for?
my phone?
Oh, I heard something drop over there.
Oh.
I didn't know if it was your can of cola
Liter of cola.
or maybe it was your phone. Well, I think it's on the floor. I heard something hit the floor, actually.
Let me check. I'm gonna have to.
All right.
dismount.
All right. Go. Go.
I don't think I've ever lost my phone.
Yeah. This is probably a first here. Did it take the spill?
She took a dive.
Okay. We're all good, though. He's all
The
good.
13 Pro is still good.
Still pro-like.
Yep.
Okay. Should we say bye, Discord?
Yep. See ya
So-
later,
Oh, good.
skaters.
The weekly Tanner phone drop. Okay. All right. Bye, Discord. Get them keyboard. There we go. All right.
All
They're
right.
gone.
Should we get Big Herbie on the line then?
Let's
Do we got volume on him?
We can. If you think that would help the interview.
We can't hurt. Oh, is this Big Herbie?
This is Big Herbie. Is this
Uh,
Tanner?
Yeah, Big Herbie. This is Tanner, and Tommy here is here as well.
What's up, Herbie?
Hey, the TNT Music Factory. What's up, guys?
I got to say, right off the bat, you might have the award for the clearest sounding phone we've ever had someone have on the show.
Oh, all right, all the way from California too. That's
Ah,
pretty good. It's an iPhone for what it's worth. I don't know.
Okay, Apple's out there. They must
Yeah.
give you preferred treatment or something.
all the way from California to western northeast South Dakota.
That's right.
What directions of California are you in?
What was that?
What directions of California are you in if you use the compass?
Well, So it's like north of what's south, and it's south of what's north, and then like very west, but like also a little bit east.
We
So
we
it's like-
understand that.
Okay. Yep.
You're speaking to
Yeah.
some direct compass experts over here.
I
so.
have a very vivid picture of exactly where you're at now.
Good. I like to be very clear and not vague in what I describe.
Oh.
That's important.
Yeah, that was good.
No, I mean I'm in the Bay Area. For what it's worth.
Okay. No, we knew. We knew by the directions.
Yeah, you're just being redundant now.
Yeah.
No, we're excited to get you on. We've been talking about it for a little while, and we got the pleasure of running India here at the Showdown meet just a few short weeks ago, and we mentioned then again that we need to get you on, and I think we had got to meet you in person the first time at the Arnold a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we commented, I think, when we got back from the Showdown, like, that guy is always seems like he is really nice to everyone and like never has a bad word to say about anyone.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I try to exude some positive energy rather than negative, but
We're gonna see if we can change that tonight, though.
Yeah, we're gonna get you to
Nice.
just
All
really
right.
dig into some people. Really call
I'm
some
gonna put on
people
I'm gonna put on my negative pants.
It does feel like though, like we noticed it at the Showdown. Even there's some people that walk in and like everyone knows this person, everyone likes this person. Like it's just a stream of people wanting to talk to this person, and like you were in that category.
That was the funny story though. Like we were laughing because we're standing at our booth. Our booth, for people that weren't there, was like the first thing you saw when you walked in the door. So we pretty much got a handle and saw who was coming in and out of the meet all day. And we noticed you walking in because you're a very hard guy to miss. And you were there for about close to the entrance for 20 minutes. And then like 20 minutes later, you were 10 feet from where you started. And 20 minutes later, you were 10 feet farther. And Tanner and I made the comment, like, I think 2 hours had gone by. And we're like, I think he's made it like 20 feet into the building so far. Like everyone would stop to you and talk to you for so long. You just didn't get too far.
No, yeah, no, I remember that. I mean, it was, and I remember talking to you guys about that. Like it was, it was, it was nice. Like, these meets, especially something like the Showdown, which brings in like, so many top lifters, and especially I guess in the time we're living in, when I think, a lot of shows are, canceled, or, what I mean? It's kind of harder to have the big events, or they're more few and far between. So they kind of consolidate more people.
Right.
You just come in, oh man, there's so many people that I'm looking forward to seeing, and, that I haven't seen in a couple of years at least. So yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a walking Instagram feed, or it kind of almost where it's just like, there's all the people
That
I've
guy,
seen.
that
Yeah,
guy, that
right,
girl,
right.
her.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And it, and it was like, at times I felt bad because, like I see one person and I'm like, oh, I've been looking forward to seeing them and talk to them. And then another one like walks by or like says, oh, hey, says, hey. And then you're like, it's kind of that, what's the etiquette? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk to both people, but
Well, and especially the whole time you really just wanted to hang out at the Massenomics booth.
Yeah,
and
we
you're
could
just like,
we could tell.
that too. Yeah. Trying to get my way over there. I'm actually wearing my lift shirt right now.
Excellent.
Perfect.
So we discussed the exceedingly comfortable material it is made from. So
Yep. That's exactly
And
right.
I've
Great sales
been
pitch
pro-
for us.
oh, hey, my pleasure. And proudly sporting the don't curl on me.
Yep.
Sure, I got that too. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
I had a question for you off the bat. Have you ever seen the movie Herbie the Love Bug?
No, I haven't.
I wondered, yeah.
and I'm no spring chicken, so like I guess there was the show way back in the day. I think of Herbie Love Bug that the movie that came out, I don't know, within the last decade was like based on or something like that.
Okay, so really no, I guess the show is the better question then, really. Are you obviously you're familiar, but did you ever have you seen reruns of the show?
No, so I haven't seen any of the old stuff or the modern stuff. I mean, so honestly, the whole like manifestation of the name, or I guess the origin of the name is a better word. Like it was first brought to my attention in high school when someone signed my yearbook and said like Herbie the Love Bug or whatever. And it just kind of stuck in my mind because like, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
And then, but I always just thought of it. And I guess every now and then I'd hear references to it. And so then when I got an Instagram, or actually, I'm very low tech. And so my girlfriend at the time was like, you should get an Instagram. I'm like, okay. So I give her my phone and she sets it up and it's like, you need a name. And I, being that I'm low tech, being that I'm not a big like social media guy, I guess I didn't think much would come of it. I just had Facebook at that time, which is just something that I kept from college. And so I just thought, Herbie the Love Bug. I kind of threw it out there as like a, flippant name. And then it caught on. So here I am.
It works though. It works.
Yeah. No, and I like it. Honestly, it's grown on me. It's grown like for a while I thought, I might have to, change this. But like, I mean, I like the name and, I think the people that get to know me, they know like I joke around a lot. I'm rarely like super serious, I guess. And the name kind of is reflective of that.
So you said you haven't watched the show, haven't watched the movie, but how much do you know what it's about at all? Like, are you familiar with the concept of it all?
My understanding is that there's a Volkswagen Bug with the number 53 on it.
Yep.
And that's about all I know.
That's about how much I know.
Yeah, I knew there was a number on a Beetle. Like that's about all I knew.
I don't know if it's like, is it like Knight Rider where the vehicle like does things on its own?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, or is it like Transformers where like the vehicle
is like a living yeah. Because that would be that's possible too. Because Knight Rider. Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Where
Kit,
it's like, Kit is like, what kind of car is that?
It's a Trans Am.
Is it a Trans Am? Okay.
I think so.
Or is it like Smokey and the Bandit where the car is just a car?
And just do crazy stuff? Yeah, that's a good question. We might
we'll
have to
look
watch,
into that and
watch a few episodes.
Yeah, we'll follow up with you. Maybe we'll get you on a podcast again in the future and we'll follow up on that once we know better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's good. So we saw you there at the showdown. Obviously, you weren't lifting in that. What is your plan? Do you have a meet picked out? I saw you weren't. I've seen some of your lifting that you're at Strong Barbell Club, and I saw you pulling some heavy deadlifts and stuff. It looks like you're pretty strong right now. Do you have something planned for the future?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So actually, I am just over a month out.
Okay, makes sense then.
Yeah, I'm looking to do so. November 20th in Las Vegas is. So, Micah Marino and Steph Powell, they have the Fight or Quit gym as well as the Fight or Quit company, and they're hosting a WRPF meet, and that's.
So you're about a month out. Okay, is that in sleeves then?
Yeah, it's going to be in sleeves. And it'll be 2 years at that time. 2 years since the last time I competed, so I've never really gone that long without competing. And it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
You had some surgeries on your arm or carpal tunnel or something like that. Was that in that 2 year break? Then is that why you were on a 2 year break?
Yeah. I've had a few kind of setbacks. I mean, obviously the global setback of the COVID whole thing was because when that came out, I was actually right about to leave for the Arnold. When it was literally a few hours before my flight that I found out everything was canceled.
Same.
And so yep. There was that, and then 2 weeks after the Arnold, I was supposed to do a competition out here, and then of course that got canceled. So that was like the initial like setback. But then and I had scheduled that competition because I already knew that I had to get some surgeries. And I figured, and I was scheduled to get the surgery right after that competition. I knew I'd be out for a while. Well, then also the surgery got canceled because of COVID. So, everything got canceled. The surgery got pushed back a few times, ended up happening a few months later. And that was, so it was carpal tunnel syndrome in both hands, wrists, whatever. So they went in and took care of that. And also I had, some issues in my right elbow where there was like bone spurs and other, I guess, just chunks of debris that had accumulated. So he scoped that and took out some pieces. And yeah, so that was that. And then another setback actually that kind of held me back longer was a few months after that. So this is the summer, it was like July of 2020. And I kind of I started to get very weak all of a sudden, like over a, not weak to where I couldn't function, but weak to where in the weight room, it was very evident that like, I just lost it like almost overnight, a lot of strength. And it ended up kind of creating this long saga of, blood tests and seeing the doctor and, kind of hypotheses of what might be causing it, but nothing really for certain. And long story short, I'm happy to elaborate more, but I don't want to talk your ear off. Like it ended up being, determined to be some kind of a neurological issue in the neuromuscular junction. But it kind of seemed to stagnate and then just kind of like not progress worse. You know what I mean? But that was, there was 3 months where I did zero training. Basically on August 14th was when one of my blood tests came back with like super high readings of something. And the doctor was like, Andrew, go to the ER and, stop training, stop everything related that could cause muscle breakdown. Cause it was showing that my muscles were breaking down. And, I didn't go to the ER because I got the message. Actually, she sent the message at like 8 in, but I work nights. And so I was asleep and I got the message at like midnight while I was at work. I was like, oh, well, that's not good. But yeah, I stopped training. So I didn't train from basically August through November.
God, that had to be pretty freaky when that first came up then, wasn't it?
Super freaky. Yeah, it was all kind of a deja vu thing. So to backtrack, like the carpal tunnel issue that came out, the way I'd heard of carpal tunnel syndrome, like everybody had, but I always thought that, that's just something that, administrative assistants or people who just type all the time.
You're on a computer all day playing video games. You get carpal tunnel.
And I mean, interestingly enough, at the time I was actually working a job or a part of the job that did involve a lot of computer stuff, but I never thought of myself in that light as, as doing that or as being at risk for it. But my hands, I started to get like tingling, numbness in my hands at different times. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and like I couldn't feel my hands. They'd go numb while I was driving, so it's kind of, and so of course I do what everybody does in those situations. I start, Googling and you start to, you kind of go down that
the rabbit hole of despair.
Yeah. And some of the things they were saying could be causing that were pretty bad, stuff like ALS, and other really gnarly things. So I remember when the doctor said, "Oh, you have carpal tunnel," it was such a relief because man. But then you fast forward to this neurological thing where, so I'm having really high what's called CPK, which is creatine phosphokinase levels, and which is what shows muscle breakdown. And so high CPK technically is what constitutes rhabdomyolysis.
Okay. Yep.
But rhabdo can be the condition in and of itself, but it can also just be like a symptom of a greater condition. And so, with that, I started Googling again and seeing the possibility of some really gnarly things. And so that plus I stopped training. It was like, it was kind of, not fun. But basically and it was because general weakness can have so many causes. And so like I got scans of my kidneys and my liver and, all that stuff. But then it finally, led me to, that it was neurological. And I started seeing a neurologist as opposed to just like a general physician. And that's where, and he ran, what's called EMG tests, where he like puts needles in the muscle tissue and shocks it and reads out what the output is. And nerve conduction test. So then he like zaps me from on my skin and reads how the nerves are firing. And that's where he found the abnormalities and determined, okay, this is the cause. Like all the other stuff is not an issue. Like it's not, clinical rhabdo. It's not kidney, liver. It's not, anything else. So that led to another surgery because he said, okay, you need to have a muscle biopsy. So it's hard to see, but I have, well, if I lift my sleeve, there's a scar on my left bicep. So they removed a piece of my left bicep and sent it to a few labs to analyze the tissue.
Did you say anything but the bicep?
I thought about that, but at the same time, the funny thing is that I would say, if you look at my training, biceps are probably the lowest priority of anything. You know what I mean? Like I never really do curls. I mean, back in the day I did, but like as far as powerlifting, like that's the lowest priority thing. So in a sense, I was like, good. I mean,
just take. Looking from like a surplus perspective, though, they probably could have taken something from your traps.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there seems to be plenty to spare here.
True that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. It was interestingly enough, that procedure was done by a plastic surgeon. So, you know what I mean? So I felt kind of like Beverly Hills, whatever that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That,
you've been glammed up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt so fancy in there. But yeah, I guess because they're that best when it comes to like minimizing scarring and just like just removing tissue, not with a specific medical, not like like an orthopedist is the best at repairing like joints, but the plastic surgeons, they can just, if you need to remove tissue or just move tissue around, that
makes sense.
Part of their expertise.
Well, after all that, it seems like what I said before, though, you're really strong now. I mean, are you back to as strong as you've ever been at this point?
So, I'd say yes and no. So so once I got cleared by the neurologist to get back into training, I did. And, it was a slow road building back up. I lost a ton of strength and very humbling experience. But, and I'd say my squat kind of progressed the fastest. And so to where I'm at now, I have hit some PRs in the squat. So, so I'd say in that sense, with that lift, instantly, I haven't been in wraps in 2 years, but I mean, they're obviously the two go closely together. So that I'd say in squat, I'm the strongest I've ever been. Bench, it's ever since I tore my tricep, 2017, I've never gotten to the strength I was at before that. But, each meet after that happened, I got a little bit more and more and more, better. So basically like before that, my best benches had been in the like 500 or just over 500. And, I haven't gotten past the like high 400s, but, making progress there.
Yeah.
And just to put it in like a numerical perspective, when I got back into training after the doctor cleared me to, like, my bench was probably like 275. It was crazy. Yeah. It was like, I was sitting in the gym, hit that. And there's a funny story about that. Actually, I remember I had, it was one of my first workouts back, and I had like 120 kilograms on the bar, and which is like, should be, warm up or whatever. And, I do it for like one rep, and then I fail on the second rep. And I didn't have a spotter yet. I thought it was 120 kilograms. Right. And I remember a guy in the gym like walked by while the bar's on my chest, and I'm kind of like, hey, a little help. And he kind of just keeps walking.
I thought you were joking.
Right.
Look at me, everyone.
Yeah, like sometimes people do that. Like, oh, I'm silly. I need a spot with 135. I'm a funny guy.
Yeah. And so, I just eventually, I'm like, hey, no, seriously, I need some help. And then he runs over and gets it. And all good. But it's definitely.
Did you say I've been really sick? And the guy's like, yeah, I've heard it all.
Like, I used to bench 500.
Right. My neighbor's cousin's history teacher's niece's grandfather, benched 600 pounds for reps.
Yeah.
In high school. Yeah. So that thing, thankfully built back on that. And then deadlifts have been pretty good. Like, I guess I've been in the range of like some rep PRs. I haven't really gone for like max singles yet, but that should be coming up shortly.
Okay. Do you train at Boss Barbell Club usually? Is that like when you're squatting in that orange rack? Is that where that is, or where is that?
The orange rack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my favorite rack. So that is Boss Barbell Club. Yeah.
Okay.
And that, in that rack. So I've watched the gym really evolve in my time there, because I started there in like 2014, and I think the gym was started in 2013. So it was one of the kind of last like people from the early days, and it's grown, it's added equipment and changed things around. But like that orange rack is one of the things that's like always been there. So
one of the staples. Yeah. So like Boss Barbell Club, when you're in the showdown, you were helping Christy with her meet, and obviously Dan's there, and both of those two and yourself all in a pretty elite category. I just like, do you train with those two regularly, or I suppose you have at least at times over the year? Just wondering what that's like, if you've gleaned a lot from them over the years, just being around some of the best that there ever has been.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when I first came in, it was I before I stepped foot in Boss, I'd had a few different people who saw I was getting into powerlifting and said, "Hey, have you heard of Dan Green? Hey, have you heard of Dan Green? Hey, Dan Green just opened his name." It kept popping into my ears from like different sources, and I thought, okay, so I went, and met him, and yeah, definitely trained with him a lot for several years, and then especially like when I'd done rap meets, because I've only really had my knees wrapped by two people. It's Dan or Jeff Justo, who's also one of the original Boss Barbell folks. So one of the meets, Dan was my knee wrapper, so we kind of trained together a lot to get that dialed in. Lately, and my work schedule has changed, but also he has all the kids now, the family, stuff like that. So he's been training more like during the day, and I train more in the evenings. So we haven't crossed paths as much lately. Christy is, really like my main training partner. We try to train together as much as possible, and that's been that way for several years now. Like,
okay.
Because we both go in pretty late usually, so. We both done some of the same meets.
Strong.
She is.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, and so this goes for both of them. It's like
right.
You see them train, and you're just kind of like, I mean, it's it's humbling. It definitely keeps you grounded. It's motivating, and and not only motivating, but it's like, because one of the popular discussions now is people talk about like motivation versus discipline, right? And I think it's become a cliche, unfortunately, where people are like, "Oh, motivation is nothing, discipline's everything," and blah blah blah. Well, the reality is, like with many things, both are important. There's a happy medium. And so like watching them train and stuff is motivating, but also seeing their discipline is also I guess motivating. And you know what I mean? Like you see them doing things right as far as technique and consistency and things like that, and that kind of encourages you to do the same, right? So yeah.
Well, and I think like there's this little phenomenon I noticed before, like say you take a very commercial gym, a random commercial gym, and there's one guy there that benches 400 and it seems crazy, and nobody else ever gets there or exceeds it, because like that's like the pinnacle of what you've, especially maybe prior to the social media age when you didn't just see everything on the internet, and that's just kind of all you're exposed
information
to.
was a little less available,
right? And like that's like the pinnacle at that point. Like you don't see it beyond that, and then maybe you move away, or you go some other gym starts and you get around a bunch of people that bench 500 pounds, and all of a sudden part of it's pulling knowledge from them and getting more intelligent and stuff, but just knowing and seeing and being around people that do it just makes
normalizes
it
more, so then you're like, okay, yep, I can do
it's
that.
like, yeah, I can do that. And like you're
100%.
Yeah, you kind of experience that probably at like the highest
The
level.
extreme,
yeah, because you're like, well, I see, I train with Dan and Christy and these people, and it's like, well, squatting 800 isn't enough. Like I like 900 is attainable at that point. You know, it's just kind of, you experience that at the highest level.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. And, I call that, the Roger Bannister effect.
Right.
And he's the 4-minute mile where it was unattainable. And then he finally did it. And then within rapid succession, many other runners, did it. And it's definitely the same thing. And it's a good point you brought up on social media, where I think it creates a double-edged sword. So where the good side of it is that you see so much more of the kind of the pinnacle of these things, of these lifts or whatever venture one is involved in. And it can motivate you or show you that it's possible. But at the same time, and I learned this more and more, like there's a lot of fake stuff on social media. There's a lot of BS.
Right.
And, and that's why, like, people, will send me, hey, check out this person, or check out this, or check this out, or what do you think of this lift? And I'll really just say, like, it's probably cool, but like, if it's not in a sanctioned competition, I don't give it a whole lot of regard. If it's someone I know, or I've trained with, then I have a better frame of reference. But like, I'll always have a bit of not skepticism. I'm like, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt, but you can see some physiques on there where it's like clearly photo edited, you know what I mean? Or, and I just, that's the beauty of competition, is that it does away with all that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so I put a lot more stock in the competition results.
Yeah. The platform results.
Yeah.
Do you
and so I guess what I was getting at is that's the double-edged sword of the social media, like Roger Bannister effect, is where it can give some people unrealistic, perspectives on things.
That makes sense. Just a specific example, that guy, I don't know what countries he's from, that he's bench pressing, like, I'm guessing you've seen it, he's bench pressing 700 plus. He's had a few videos of that. I can't think of his name. He's maybe going to make a run for the 800, or, that's
so it's actually, that's so funny you brought that up, because that's actually kind of exactly what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking about when you were talking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's Iranian. And yeah, actually at Boss, there's when I train late, there's kind of a core group of people, and one guy was asking me, he's asked me a couple of times now, actually, he's like, have you seen, this guy, he's benching, 750 or blah, 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 do you think he can do 800 or all that? And, I tell him just like what I told you, like, yeah, I've seen some of those videos and it's definitely impressive. I've no doubt the guy's extremely strong. But, my understanding, and I could be wrong, is that, as far as, I think he has a background in geared lifting, and so there's not really a whole lot of track record as far as raw lifting.
His raw gym numbers are exceeding his like
gear.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd read. And so, maybe he's making some amazing progress, and kudos to him for that. I take nothing away from the guy, but I've been in the presence of Julius Maddox. I've actually I've lifted off and spotted for Julius Maddox before. You know what I mean? And it's like,
it sounds absolutely terrifying to even be a part of
that.
Oh yeah. That's a fun memory. Like, cause he came to Boss. This is before he set the world record, I think. And he's also come other times, cause he actually set the world record at Boss of Bosses. But he just came to visit one time and was doing like a seminar, and he was warming up, and I'm lifting off and spotting for him. And I remember he's still warming up with 495, 5 plates, 495, like nothing. But that's also where I got an appreciation for his range of motion, because I'm standing on the platform, and I'm used to lifting off with my arms a lot lower, whereas my arms were high. It was like an upright row to do the lift off, and I realized, this guy's moving a ton of weight a pretty long distance.
Yep.
So, but yeah, what I was getting at is, with him, it's for real. It's 100%. These are, sanctioned meets with
Done it multiple
judges.
times on multiple platforms,
yeah,
and
multiple
federations.
conditions, yeah.
Right. So I mean, I think, and there's nothing stopping that other guy from going to a competition and doing it. So kind of until that happens, I'm gonna just kind of reserve judgment on things as far as if he can do 800 or whatever.
Yeah, is Dan doing the same meet that you are?
No, so
Okay.
I believe Dan's going to do record breakers.
Okay.
Which is it's the 8-man strong record breakers. It's like 2 weeks after the one I'm doing.
Okay, because I thought I had seen that he was doing one too, so I wondered if you were doing the same or not.
Yeah, no, he so record breakers, that's a great meet, and it's out here in the Bay Area. I'd already committed to one that I'm doing before it was announced that record breakers was happening. It was a surprise announcement. I mean, because that meet, a lot of people thought it wasn't going to happen again. And so, anyway, it's at this gym called CSA, Combat Sports Academy, and Jesse Burdick works at that gym.
Right.
Phenomenal gym. I've done that meet twice before. Great meet. Just I can't say enough about it. So I think there's going to be a lot of great lifting out there, and I really hope Dan, is all good for it.
Cool. Right on. Have you ever considered doing any bodybuilding before?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Well, we just
yes, I have.
Okay.
So it's actually like I try not to project too much into the future, just because it seems like if you do that, you're bound to kind of set yourself up for disappointment. But I'd like next year, so 2022, I would like to really get my feet wet into that realm.
Yeah. Because like what we talked about before, there's certain powerlifters, when they walk through the room, it's like, okay, now that guy, he has
there's a different physique going on here.
And that's why I wondered if you it seems like it would be a very manageable transition for you if you decided you wanted to take that on.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I've always loved all the you call it iron sports, I guess. You know what I mean? Like sports where weightlifting is, the kind of central component.
Strongman,
powerlifting,
Olympic weightlifting, bodybuilding,
everything. Yeah. I mean, even I've never done Highland Games stuff, but that I like that too. I mean, shot put, discus. I mean, everything that's just an expression of strength and power or whatever. And so, bodybuilding is, of course, is especially significant because that's where Arnold's like one of my original influences, and Ronnie Coleman's one of my heroes. Like, it's one of the most kind of, I guess, prominent of those types of competitions. So yeah, I'd like to get involved in that, and it seems like most meets I go to, I have had people ask me that, like, are you a bodybuilder? Have you thought about bodybuilding? And so it's kind of, that's encouraging, and so I want to give it a try at least.
Yeah, that'd be fun to see for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
And we know you're also interested in combat sports, maybe that you've done some wrestling and stuff like that. And as long as we're talking about physiques, there's something I was wondering, did you happen to watch or know about the recent Tyson Fury fight? Boxing?
Yeah.
How does Tyson Fury look like that and still be so good at boxing and be able to box that long? That's my question for you.
So, yeah, so that's, so first thing, I'm a big Tyson Fury fan.
Okay.
I find that guy very impressive.
Yeah. He is very impressive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and credit to both those guys, they're incredibly tough. I mean, they both got knocked down. They both hit super hard. I mean, just, they're the best, so the whole question, the question about physique versus performance, it's a classic discussion. I mean, in mixed martial arts, Fedor Emelianenko would get brought up a lot, where he kind of had a bit of a belly and things like that, and he was beating the snot out of guys way bigger and more muscular than him. And there's plenty of other examples too. I think, I don't know. I mean, I think it's one of those things where there's just a difference. But Tyson Fury trains to hit hard, to avoid getting hit, to have the stamina to go 12 3-minute rounds. And that's not necessarily he doesn't care how he looks,
Right.
or anything like that. And kudos to him for that. It's just a different kind of training, like if he was all concerned about his physique, then he'd start focusing on, lifting weights with, time under tension and, breathe, moderate rest intervals and all that
things
stuff.
that don't make him a better boxer.
Exact things that might make him a worse boxer,
Right.
And things that at the very least would take away from the time and energy he can devote to boxing and boxing specific training. So I think specificity rules, and at the end of the day, we all have, what I call the training economy. You have limited resources for training, no matter who you are. And, if your goal is boxing and being the very best boxer in the world, then those resources have to pretty much all be devoted to that.
Yeah, I would agree with all that. It is still just funny though that a lot of times you think they would kind of overlap more. They do in a lot of cases.
Yeah, but it is like there's no doubt like he has the conditioning to go that long, and he has the strength and power, and he's a huge guy. It's just it seems odd that like his body isn't in better shape just from a purely aesthetic point of view, but it's clearly not hindering him at all.
Yeah, well, another example that comes to mind is so I'm in the Bay Area, and I used to wrestle. I wrestled in college, and so Cain Velasquez, he wrestled in college the same time I did. We were actually at one tournament together, but I never went against him. He was a much better wrestler than I was. And then he has been training out in San Jose at AKA, and I used to train at AKA as well, so I used to see him frequently, and I've always been a big fan of his. And one of his, he has kind of a lot of, assets to his fight game, but his stamina is just probably one of the pinnacle assets where he just doesn't get tired. His gas tank is outrageous, and he's, not overweight, but his physique is, I guess people have a concept in their mind that if someone with tremendous stamina is going to be just ripped, you know what I mean?
Right,
you think of like bodily efficiency as, as low fat as possible, right? Because very fat is inefficient, right? It's extra weight that does nothing. But, I think there's a lot of aspects of, human performance that we just don't understand yet. And that could be one, because there's plenty of examples of guys who are shredded and fatigue very quickly, and the other examples of guys with, very non-chiseled physiques who have great endurance. So I think it's really just a matter of, I guess, different physical capacities that sometimes intersect, but sometimes don't. Like Mike Tyson had a great physique and was a phenomenal boxer. Evander Holyfield, there's plenty of examples. Those two physical capacities happen to intersect with those men, but it's not like, doesn't mean it has to intersect.
Yep.
Tanner and I are living proof it doesn't have to intersect.
Well, we don't have the physique or the talent, though, so we the lines
they're parallel lines.
The lines are parallel.
Touch.
Yeah, they're very far from each other. Yes.
But you have the charm.
There we go. Yeah. Make up for it there. Yeah.
That's what we got blessed with. We do have this little game we like to play with every guest that we have on called Overrated and Underrated. And
okay.
Yeah, we've put together a special Andrew Herbert set of topics, and
hey.
we'll shoot them over to you, and it's your job to decide whether each thing is overrated or underrated, and you can elaborate as much or as little as you want to on that, but you just have to remember you can't ride the line. You have to end with a definitive underrated or overrated. So if you're ready to play, we'll get started.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. And that little rules segment is kind of a running thing. I kind of say that exact same thing every time. So our regular listeners expect to hear that. If it sounded a little weird, the way that goes on, it has to be said like that.
Oh, no, all good. All good. I appreciate the guideline.
You've got the background now. Okay.
Yeah.
Overrated or underrated Volkswagen Beetles?
Oh. Underrated.
Have you ever been in one?
Yeah.
No, I actually haven't. I've never been in one. So
I never have either. Actually,
So this is definitely a very like uneducated answer on my part, but I'm obviously biased. I think, I mean, I've seen plenty of them on the road, and like from what I gather, it's a pretty efficient vehicle. I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's the only vehicle that has generated a game where you get to punch someone else.
true.
Slug bug, yeah. Everyone knows slug bug.
So a lot of good things going for it, and I can't really think of negatives necessarily.
I remember when it like came back out in like the 90s.
Was it the 90s or early 2000s? I don't even know.
It was. I think it was the late 90s.
Was it?
Yeah, because I dated a girl when I was in high school that drove one, and it would have been in like 2002, and it wasn't brand new, so I think it probably was late 90s. But I remember it being a big deal, and that people loved it. You know, it's like, yeah.
There was a game on Nintendo 64 called Beetle Battle, where all you did was race Volkswagen Beetles. My friends had that. Such a weird game now that I think about it, actually.
So you did say underrated, though.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, so in other words, I think that it's better than maybe right. I mean, if it's underrated, that means it's like you have a favorable impression of it.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
That German engineering.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you get to the origins of it, it's a little less.
True. Yeah, there's maybe
some of the shine off.
Yeah. Anything that goes back to Hitler probably is a little less appealing. But that wasn't this isn't a trick. We weren't asking you under those with that context of assumptions. Okay. Overrated or underrated? The animal cage.
Oh, underrated. That the cage is awesome. Yeah, I love the cage, man. I say underrated because I mean I think a lot of people appreciate the cage, but it's one of those things where being in there brings it to a whole nother level. The intensity of the atmosphere and all that stuff. And so I think a lot of people maybe see it from the outside or see it from like the YouTube videos.
Yeah, the YouTube videos don't do it justice. I would say that the in-person experience is different. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah. I really hope it's able to happen again. That was one of the biggest bummers when this past Arnold got canceled, because I was really looking forward to getting in there.
Yeah, so I mean, the Arnold's going to happen in March of 2022, but we don't know at this point in time yet for sure if there's going to be an animal cage or what.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. It is a cool experience, and we've gotten the opportunity to be in there a couple times. Just obviously not lifting, just like getting to do some interviews and hang out, and talk to Andre Milanichev in there.
Au contraire, you were lifting spirits.
There we go. I like that.
Bingo. Doing what we're best at, staying in our lane. Yeah, definitely underrated though. I would agree.
Nice.
Overrated or underrated? Pugs.
Underrated. Pugs are awesome. Yeah, we love pugs. Yeah, I got my little buddy He-Man. It's Christie's his mom. He's and actually he's the first, I guess, pug that I really interacted with, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I love dogs in general. I'm a big animal person, to be honest. Animal, not just the company, but animal.
Double meaning. They're gonna have to pay you extra for that bit of advertising.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, I grew up with a number of different animals, and I've always just really liked them. And pugs are great. Like, Robin Williams had a pug. Bless his heart.
All right.
There's a quote of him talking about how like they're the most loyal, I guess. And yeah, it's kind of He-Man's a special one though. I mean, he's like he's really well behaved. He just like he can just be at the gym, and you don't have to worry about him causing problems or anything like that. Like,
well, I noticed he'll just stand there in front of you motionless as you squat like a full set.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that a statue of a dog, or is that a dog?
Yeah, he's very chill, very stoic.
Yeah, he is a stoic pug.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. All right, this is the last one, and it's worth all the marbles. It all comes down to this one. Overrated or underrated? Brock Lesnar. a fellow South Dakota man.
Which we talked about at the showdown. I remember. So, and I'm going to say underrated as well. So I guess I'm 4 for 4. Everything was underrated. But yeah, Brock Lesnar. As I told you guys, I'm a fan of his, and I've been a fan since before he was in the limelight. He was his senior year in college at the University of Minnesota was my senior year in high school. So, at the end of the year, I'd always watch the NCAA tournament on video, VHS. And so he, in my junior year, he had wrestled Stephen Neal in the finals. Stephen Neal's a California guy, lost by a point. And then my senior year, he wrestled Wes Hand from Iowa and won in, I believe, double overtime. And he had an incredible physique, kind of. So I was a fan from then. And then I remember there was I used to get Sports Illustrated magazine. They had an article about him his senior year in college, and I read that. And
when magazines were also still a thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Magazines existed. And I still remember everything about that article where he talked about and these are, college gym lifts. So who knows how stringent they are, but supposedly he'd squat 700, his bench was 500, and his deadlift was 720.
I believe that.
I don't think those are. I don't think that's a stretch at all.
No, I believe it too. Yeah, absolutely. It's and I never saw him in person, but obviously because he was before my time. But when I got to college, and some of the older folks and coaches who had, they'd talk about like Brock Lesnar, and so and then he went to pro wrestling, and that's all good. I guess where the underrated part really comes in my mind is that a lot of people kind of pigeonhole him as just a pro wrestler, and I think people maybe have a lack of appreciation for all that goes into pro wrestling, and they say, oh, it's fake. Well, sure, it's staged, it's choreographed, but there's a ton of athleticism, and they do genuinely get hurt. I mean, that's a hard thing to be involved in, especially with the frequency that they do it. So he did that, and then credit to him, when he went to mixed martial arts, because Lord knows he didn't have to do that. That was just his competitive drive and wanting to do it. And that's the other thing that kills me too. And another thing that gets to the underrated aspect is, he pretty much fought some of the best guys out there. And he lost some fights, and people are like, oh, he can't take a hit. Well, he took a hit from Alistair Overeem. You know what I mean? That's one of Alistair Overeem is called the Demolition Man for a reason. Like most humans would die if they took a hit. It's like, let's cut the guy a break. He lost to Cain Velasquez. Well, at that time, Cain Velasquez was the toughest dude on the planet. So, I think people are setting, kind of being unfair to Brock in terms of all that. So, I'm a fan. I like him. Underrated for sure.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
He'd be an example. I could list off a number of them though. Like we talk about his gym lifts in college, and granted, there's these people that have all these other avenues they're going to go down, so they're probably not, they're not going to end up being power lifters. But something like that, it's like, what would he?
Yeah, like
say
take
in an
him
alternate
at his
universe,
prime and just say, I'm going to go all in on powerlifting.
Like if he's
how
powerlifting all in for 5 years, where does he end up? And we don't know the answer, but it's always interesting to think about people like that, what they would be like strength wise.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think the two kind of bottom lines when it comes to this. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Yes.
So one is that across all kind of ventures, and we can narrow it down to just physical ventures like sports, there are freaks out there that will never be realized. You know what I mean? Like it's just sometimes by sheer luck or whatever that these things come about. Like if we look at Francis Ngannou, current heavyweight champion. I mean, I think he was homeless in France. He grew up working in the salt mines in West Africa. Like it's just by chance that he, made his way to a boxing gym and then was found to just have this incredible ability. And of course he worked very hard as well, but you know, there's people like that I think who will never be discovered. You know, I mean, that's just I guess it's a sad reality, but it's just reality. You know, it's in a world of almost 8 billion people. I mean, there's people out there that could be the strongest people ever. They just never will get discovered.
Right.
And so, yeah, so I think that's just, there's a lot of examples of that, of what ifs. The other thing, and one thing I forgot to mention with him is, he tried out for the NFL.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the Vikings.
So, yeah, so more credit to him, because that's got to, that's tough. And I think, if football didn't exist, then the world of strength, physique,
yes,
combat sports would be completely transformed.
That'd be the biggest sport. If if the NFL wasn't a thing in America,
I
think
all of those guys have to end up.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just too many freaks for them to not end up in just flooding all these other sports, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just think about the Olympics alone. If football didn't exist, think of our track team,
Olympic
wrestling
weightlifting,
team, boxing, Olympic weightlifting. Like it would. I mean, America's already doing pretty well in the Olympics in general, but like that would be obviously beyond a game changer. Yeah. So all what I'm getting at is that all those guys are walking what ifs. You know what I mean? Like and it makes sense that they go to the NFL because that's where the most money and whatnot is at. But yeah.
No, we always like to play that what if game too, and it's fun.
Well, because there's some guys that you could just it's like it seems like the possibilities are endless.
Well, it's just like that. They're like, they probably kind of total 2,000 pounds without like
really specializing in strength
in whatsoever. So you just start to see what could probably be possible there. Yeah. No, that's cool. All right, that kind of wraps up most of what we wanted to talk to you about. We really appreciate getting you on here. This was good stuff. I think we were long overdue.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you guys having me. I still remember, when we first met, you mentioned the Arnold, because I think Huck Finn.
Old Huck.
Actually, like he grabbed me, he gave me a Miller Lite.
Yep.
Said, get over here, and that's when I met you guys and a bunch of other fun people out there, and so I've always appreciated that. So I'd say you guys are underrated as well.
All right,
I like that.
The ultimate underrated overrated topic ourselves.
There you go.
No, that's awesome. Well, we enjoyed it. We glad we got to see you this year, and hopefully like at the Arnold or something we see again this sometime here soon.
Absolutely, I would love it, and I got to make my way to your guys' beautiful state.
Yeah.
Hey, yes. Next time you're in South Dakota, western northeast South Dakota, most specifically, you let us know, and we'll
get you in the gym. And treat you right.
We'll give you the full tour here.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It looks like Bacon and Beer Bells had a good time out there.
Yep. We'll pick you up in a limo too when you fly in.
Oh man, that's the life.
Yeah. You'll be living the high life in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. No, we do appreciate it. That's good stuff.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you having me.
You bet. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
All right. See you guys.
See ya. Tommy?
Cool beans.
Double cool beans.
Double cool beans for a cool bean. One for each of his traps.
Those cool beans have been on ice.
Yeah.
For each trap. That's exactly right.
One cool bean for each trap.
Before we get carried away, Tanner, I'm going to read us a little ad here.
Oh, yeah.
Today's episode of the Massenomics podcast is brought to you by Spud Inc. and the one-ply elbow sleeves, the old reliables.
Yeah, we've got some of those around the gym.
We do. The Spud Inc. elbow sleeves are designed for lifters, made from a breathable nylon that won't get smelly like your old neoprene sleeves, and with the same innovative loops as their top-selling knee sleeves, the elbow sleeves are a must-have for anyone who likes to train heavy. Their description is actually surprisingly short for this product, but they come in a wide range of sizes. They have these handy-dandy hooks on the sleeves, so you can get them on and off, no problem. We've had them for years. We've used them for a long time.
I can just personally recommend those. Yeah. Those are a good product. There's a number of people. Once we started getting some of those, there's a number of people around the gym that started buying those.
And they're only $40.
No, that's what I was going to say. They're really affordable, and they're easy to get on, and they work, and they do get less smelly than the neoprene.
They do.
I still see there's people around the gym that are wearing those Spud elbow sleeves pretty regularly.
Yeah, they're kind of our classic item to me.
They are
kind of a sort of a go-to sleeve of sorts.
No, but we really can honestly recommend, like, those are worth the money. There's a lot of bang for the buck there at $40.
So if you want to pick up your own pair, you can go to spud-ink-straps.com and check out the one-ply elbow sleeves.
Hells yeah, you can. Well, that was good.
Yeah, that was fun. Get him on here
Big
finally.
Herbie.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about that one for a while. It always makes things a lot easier. It's funny. We've had Hunter and Herbie. I think those have been our 2 interviews since the showdown. Both people we talked to at the showdown. Well, it just makes it way easier when you get in front of the people. You can kind of talk to them a little bit ahead of time. It makes it more fun too, I think.
Yep, it does. It absolutely does. Well, we got to talk about the meme contest, correct?
Oh, we do.
That's number 1 priority here, to make sure we get talked about the meme contest.
So this is for the very early listeners, your first taste of it. We specifically didn't mention it earlier because we didn't want the people in the Discord to have an unfair heads up. This is so everyone is on a level playing field. But we are running another Massenomics meme contest. I think it's been, 6, 7, 8 months since we've done one?
I think so.
So, like always, there's a lot on the line here, mostly your reputation and your name in the history books.
Yep.
But we haven't worked out the exact details as of the time of us recording this. It's going to be very similar to our other ones. Make an original Massenomics meme, and it could be about anything. Last time they got to be about almost anything, which was what was really funny. Videos could also be made, but I don't know. Is that a rule? Were videos allowed
last time? I think we didn't allow videos.
No videos? Okay. I think maybe we should keep that. Maybe no videos. Well, but that's tricky. Maybe no original user videos. Maybe because there are some video meme styles,
Right.
That's what's tricky about it.
I think our reasoning last time, at least, for not allowing the videos is because some people can get so elaborate, and so some people almost can do such ridiculously.
But that's because at that time we were telling people to make their best video. We had best video contests.
Right. So then we went just straight up no video to
I don't know if I think as long as it's a meme type video, I don't think we want people acting out and planning videos.
Right. But if it's people know what a
GIF, somehow in a meme form. I think those are okay. We just don't want videos of people making planning out. Those are hilarious.
That's a separate contest.
Those are hilarious and funny, but that is a separate contest. So we don't want you to act out a whole skit and do this whole thing. Because that isn't technically.
We'll do that separately again coming up soon.
Yeah.
So, and you do need to use hashtag Massenomics meme. That's how we're going to be able to find them, organize them. As far as winnings and prizes, we don't have that figured out.
Those are to be determined, but trust us, we'll get you taken care of. Previous winners have won medium-sized checks.
Yes.
Texas Power Bars, cash money, lots of apparel. So there is going to be some good things on the line for sure.
Yeah, and there'll be more than one winner.
Yeah. There'll be a grand prize winner and then several runners up.
Right. We'll have to do some thinking on
what the prizes are. You can tell we've really thought this out.
I've got some different various ideas in my head. Maybe we could get some of the sponsors involved. Even
I like it.
Maybe we could get some of the sponsors involved on that part of it. We'll do some thinking there. The hardest part always is the picking of the winners, though.
Oh, it always is.
That's hard. It's hard.
It does require an actual spreadsheet with lots of thinking and debate and conversation. That's what we have to do every time. You give me a call. I remember the first few times just thinking, no, this will be easy. And then once we actually call and start talking about it, it's this is almost an hour plus conversation debating
maybe
who the
one
real
of the winners will have to, I don't know how we do it, but it'll have to be the People's Choice Award. I just don't know how we get them, what the format is of them voting. Maybe we'll or maybe the Discord Choice Award or something like that. Just the Discord audience could select a winner.
Unpaid intern award. We'll figure out some extra awards in there too.
So specifically it's going to run from, when this podcast comes out. So are we saying that it starts on the 25th, Monday that this comes out,
October 25th? I got to look at my fancy calendar here. So I mean, technically it'll start the night of the 24th.
Okay. Yeah, because that's when people will for sure hear this.
So basically this will run the 24th through 29th, 30th. Do we let people go through the weekend?
I think we could say the 30th and then
Okay.
we cut it off.
So the
Gets to be
30th
too
will be the
long.
last day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that gives people a solid week on the
Yep.
calendar
Yep.
to knock this thing out.
That, and then we'll announce winners that following week.
Yeah.
then
People just need to
sometime.
make sure they tag us. Hashtag Massenomics meme.
Yes.
Massenomics meme or memes.
Let me look what we've used
this
in the past. We
I
should
know.
stay consistent there, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tags. I think no S. Massenomics meme.
Singular.
Yeah. That's what we want. Okay. Well, get the creative juices flowing. A lot of the people have been clamoring for a meme contest, and here it is. I'm gonna try to share a lot of them. It gets tough. Like last time, we got
There's
hundreds.
so many. Yeah.
And like people get pissed if I share 500 things a day in the
Oh,
story.
I
Then
know.
nobody looks at it.
It was funny
so-
because originally we're like, God, if we get like 20
Yeah.
memes, I think we're good. And we were just flooded with 20 in
so
like the
please
first hour.
Don't feel bad if yours doesn't get shared, or if it doesn't get shared right away, because a lot of times I'm like working through a backlog on these things. Same with the order comments. Especially on a big release date, I eventually share all those order comments. But like in the case of this last drop, it's basically taken me a week to get through
Yeah.
those. So like if you don't see it, it's
And
just because I don't want to put,
when you put
500
50,
of those on at
50
one
in
point
a row,
in
well,
time,
no one
yeah.
sees them anyways. So
Right.
yeah, you got to just
Right.
spread them out.
Yeah, spread the love over a number of days.
That's right.
So that's the Massenomics meme contest. I'm excited for it, excited what we see. I bet we'll see some original stuff that will say, wow, even after last time, I did not see that coming.
I think there'll be some of that. I think there'll be a lot of that actually.
But no cropping of our likenesses and putting it on other things is allowed.
right. Yeah. Our faces can't be in there.
That would really limit the some of what we're going to see. You know what else I wanted to tell everyone about today? Hybrid training and their strength coach app.
Wow. Tell me more.
Yeah, the Hybrid Strength Coach app is here, and it is stacked with the most popular hybrid training programs, coaching videos, exercise demonstrations, and instructional images to ensure your technique is on point. World-class training programs designed by the greatest minds in strength, delivered straight to your mobile device. So like in our case, if you had Apple iPhone 13 Pro,
13 Pro.
you could get the Hybrid training strength coach app right on it.
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff would come right to your
That's a great phone
iPhone
to have
13
any
Pro.
app on.
Yeah. The Hybrid Strength Coach app sets a new standard for the industry, providing a streamlined platform for athletes of all backgrounds and putting the power of the strongest team right in your hands, right in your 13 Pro. I wonder do you suppose it works on Androids?
Probably, but
Gosh.
you wouldn't want to do that.
No,
one would
just-
want to
that's
do that
not
to themselves.
that's not the preferable method for
No.
the Hybrid Strength Coach app, but it probably can be done. The Hybrid Strength Coach programs include access to program-specific private Discord communities for live access to real-time feedback from the hybrid coaches. And we know those Discord communities are well worth it.
You could say lit.
Yes, visit hybridperformancemethod.com. You can follow them on all the social media, everywhere at Hybrid Performance Method. And when you sign up for their Strength Coach app or any of their training and nutrition programming, make sure to use discount code MASS. It'll save you 5% off. And
Sweet.
what's better than 5% off? Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely
I
nothing is
could
better
not
than
think of
that.
a single number that's better than 5.
No, but that's that's the highest number.
The pinnacle of numbers. Should we talk about equipment a little bit here?
We better
Tanner?
talk a little bit about equipment. I know we've talked about a lot of stuff, but it's going to get too old if we don't talk
Yeah,
about this
it
now.
is. It is somewhat timely and relevant. So first, I think we need to mention. I don't think we've talked about the half rack at all yet, have
No,
we?
we got the new half rack, didn't we?
Did we even mention that it was coming?
I don't think we did.
Okay, so we had in the corner of the gym. It was one of the original Massenomics gym racks, wasn't it?
It was one of the very original pieces of equipment that we ever bought. Yeah, it was there when we very first started the original Massenomics gym in the original location. It was a bigger, faster, stronger
Half rack.
Half rack.
With just the spotter arms that come
little
out.
spotter arms.
Little is the keyword for all
little
this.
J hooks.
Like it was short enough you couldn't do pull-ups on it because you'd have to
you'd have to put your
legs behind
up.
you.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it worked fine. It was
a
good
solid
rack,
piece,
yeah.
and people love to. A lot of guys actually liked to squat out of it. A lot of guys like to do incline presses. And
Well, it
things
was
like
always
that.
called Larry's rack because
It was.
Larry liked to
like
use it. Like in the old gym, if you remember, most of us squatted out of that full cage rack, and Larry would always be over. I mean, 2 feet away because everything was
Over
was, is
directly next to
500
it. Yeah.
total square feet. So, yeah, but people liked that rack.
Yeah,
But
it was
did
old, reliable.
Yeah,
It
we did a
was- it
pretty
worked good.
serious upgrade though. We went to the monster half rack, and it seems to be really nice. I
The
think
thing
people
is,
are enjoying it.
I guess I got used to how small that thing was.
Yeah.
And then you get that thing in there, and the Rogue rack is just beefy again.
Yep.
For a half rack, you think, man, this thing is so overbuilt in every way.
Yeah. It's got the 1-inch hardware on everything, which I don't know, seems completely unnecessary, but
Yeah.
I like it. It matches our other monster rack now. So all the attachments are interchangeable, and we have a couple big full racks, but having a half rack is nice for a lot of people like to use it for example, strongman stuff, like people using logs on the safeties,
a lot of
or
overhead press
pressing
goes on over there.
Or I've noticed a lot of people are liking to use the monolift arms on the half rack for like seated overhead press or for even bench press. And the half rack, the nature of the half rack kind of lends itself easily for that stuff where you're sticking out the end of it.
Yeah. And this one's black.
Yep, black with a little red on it. Whereas
The other one was red.
with just a little black
You
on
said
it.
red doesn't exist as an option in the half rack.
I suppose you could special order whatever you wanted to, but just like in the standard available
But with
options.
everything going on, you don't want to go there.
And so that's kind of the other thing that we're talking about. So now we have the one big full rack, the half rack. We've got one remaining older rack in the gym, and that's to be replaced with also another monster style rack.
Yeah, it is the monster.
Yeah, it'll be actually it's been ordered even.
Yeah, so we're getting the matching full monster rack.
Yep,
the 6-post one.
But it was interesting. Rogue sent out an email this week.
And this is actually, you've been talking about you've kind of had your eyes on a second one for several weeks now, for sure.
Yeah, and the big thing is just knowing that whatever the talk I've been hearing about prices of steel and how like it's probably not predicted to go down anytime soon, if not just continue to go up. And I think that will only be reflected, not only, but that we will see that significantly reflected in the prices of equipment. We have seen it, and I think it's only. I don't think the equipment companies are keeping up with their raising in pricing yet compared to what they're paying more for their materials.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen that materialize yet into the final product fully. Even if prices stop going up now, I think the prices the final consumer pay are still going to continue to increase. Which, I mean, we even see that with making our own little, our apparel stuff.
Just not even apparel stuff, just anything related to owning a business.
Yeah.
The number of prices that people throw out nowadays almost don't even make sense.
And
to the point where
sometimes it feels like people just use it as an excuse, doesn't it?
Do want to believe that there's some of that going on.
There's like some products we're getting ready for Black Friday that we're paying at least 50% more than what we paid last year, just 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Like 50% increases.
Yeah.
So like when we have to raise the price on something, we're looking at it from a standpoint of like, we're not going to make any more money. We're just trying to like not make less money per item than we were in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm guessing that's a lot how equipment companies are looking at it right now. Like we have to raise the prices, but we're not going to, if our margin was 50% before, we're maybe not going to have as high of a percentage of margin, but can we just keep our margin dollar the same on that product?
Yeah.
But I think eventually that'll continue to go up. Anyways, long story short, I was thinking we need to get this ordered pretty soon because I think it's just like what's a $2,500 rack today. I wouldn't be surprised in 2 years if it's a $4,000 rack.
It's the way it seems.
Right. So then Rogue sends out this email yesterday, which seemed like the ultimate marketing play where they say, yeah, we're not going to have a Black Friday deal and supplies on everything is going to be really limited.
And that's also, we're not saying it's just marketing. Like I'm
no,
sure
it's
they're telling the
true,
truth.
I think, but they also know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're going to get some insane marketing and traffic out of this thing.
Yes. And saying that the prices have gone up 300% since 2019 on a lot of their stuff that they're buying, and they going to keep going up, and supplies limited, supply chains screwed up, and pretty much if now's the time to buy something if you want to buy it. So then I'm like, shit, I was just thinking about buying this. Now I
And
gotta
you were-
buy it.
And you were too, was the
Yeah,
thing. Like you
yeah.
had been saying for sure, like the last week or two, like, just
Yeah.
whenever I have time,
Yes.
you want to take your time with
Yes,
it. And,
yes, exactly.
And I kind of been asking you every day.
Yeah, and then I'm like, shit, now they force my hand. And then, of course, the site is like all freaking laggy
because
that I
there's
can't.
thousands of people, tens of thousands of people doing the same thing.
And then I can't get the exact accessories I wanted yet. So I got that rack's been ordered. I got a few pieces that need to get ordered for it still, but I couldn't even get to it. Like it wouldn't even load those product pages. And at a certain point, I'm like, I just have to check out with the main thing here and like just get this while
everything
I can.
else can happen later when it happens.
Yeah. And then I see this week that Kabuki came out with a email saying also that they're not having any Black Friday deals. I know people in the equipment world kind of like to wait and see on these Black Friday
It's kind of
deals.
the one chance of the year where you're going to save on shipping or a decent percent off.
And they
on
said they're
expensive
really
items.
not going to have anything. I think it's going to be another year of not great equipment deals because they don't have to do that, and they're still going to sell
and they
every
almost
single
can't
thing
do
that
it.
they can get made. They're going to sell. So
Demand is too high.
I'm wondering if even next year it'll be. I don't know that I'm not positive it'll be any different by then. I don't see where it's going to finally change or stop.
Yeah, I mean, I never took any economics classes, Tanner, so I can't say for sure, but it seems hard to believe it would change.
That's true. I took handfuls of economics classes, and I
so
still don't.
you're pretty qualified.
No,
then.
and I was going to say,
You're
and I
very
s-
qualified.
and I still have absolutely no understanding of any of it.
Well, I've seen a lot of people on Facebook clearly explain to me all the problems with this, so I think they probably know what's going on.
Yes. Oh, why don't they get working? Go to McDonald's and make $20 an hour.
Just solves all the world's problems. If everyone just worked at McDonald's, we wouldn't have any problems anymore.
That's the thing, though. Like, common sense doesn't seem so common these days.
With everything going on, common sense just ain't like it used to be, is it?
It's not near as common as I'd like to see it. It's so simple.
If only
Everything's so
everyone
simple.
thought the exact same way. Want the world just be so easy.
That's the big equipment updates, though. That we're in over the course, and so in the course of 1 year, all of our racks are completely being revamped to like as essentially as high quality a rack as you is.
And it's gonna look really good. That area of the gym that
Almost completes it today.
That does.
One thing I want to do is then we're gonna have 6 of those racks. So there's 3 of those racks.
6, I was gonna say, what else is in the plans here?
3 of those racks, but they're the double-sided nameplate signs that currently say Rogue. Those are going to go away and get replaced with some custom. Once we got them all, get some custom Massenomics ones. So I'm excited about that.
Yep.
Don't know exactly what that'll look like yet, but I do know that it'll be cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, cool beans.
The coolest beans.
Yes,
Sweet.
that's it on equipment for now. Stay tuned for more. We're gonna have to do a new gym tour. Or something.
We are going to have to.
It's all different.
Hey, this works great. We have enough stuff to film a new gym tour, Tanner. The most expensive YouTube video concept ever.
Yep. Yeah.
We had some other stuff here. I think these can wait till next week.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We kind of did it to him pretty good already.
we
didn't
did really do it to him tonight.
We did it to him real good. So yeah, next week we got that meme contest though.
Meme contest.
Hop on that. I'm excited to see what happens. So by the time we record next time, we'll be able to talk. We'll be in the thick of it, so we'll be able to give some updates on it.
And if you want a Brandon Campbell banner, maybe sign up for in-stock notifications. Those will probably sell out super fast right away again, but it's not really our product, so we don't get to determine how long and how much they'll stick around. So
that's right.
But sign up. If the demand's high enough, I think they'll probably keep coming back for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, that's cool beans. You can make sure to like us on YouTube. We've got this very podcast right here goes out in full video on YouTube every single week as we're recording right here. We talked about our Discord community several times. They get to watch the first half of the show live as we record it. On our we have like 13 cameras over here. So
one of these like 10 screens and cameras surrounding us.
So in order to get in on the Discord, all you got to do is become a supporting member of the podcast. There's a few different price points and levels that you can get on that. All pretty affordable options, I would say.
Very affordable.
For it's pretty simple. It's just a small nominal monthly fee is all you have to pay there. You go on our website, in our shop, you can find it. It's a podcast supporting membership, or you can just type in what in the URL.
Massenomics.com/join.
That's so simple. Caveman can do it. It's so simple. A caveman can do
That's
it.
what they say.
So yeah, become a supporting member. We love to see the supporting members, and then you get in on all the inside discussions. There's somebody new that hopped on today, and they were getting the rundown from people on their favorite inside Massenomics jokes. The person said, "I just wanted to get in here to try and understand some of the jokes better."
They came to the right place.
Yep.
You know, you got to jump into those deep waters right away if you want to learn to swim.
It's like John Anderson said, deep water.
Yep. He knows what it's about.
Little deep water, god damn it.
Had a little different tone in his voice than how we say it, but
True. All right. We did all the ads this time. Tommy, where do they find you?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.